Good afternoon. You're on the air.
Manager will do a good job. A very smart man.
The new city manager, Mr. Wagner?
Yes, I think he has some good ideas. He wants to run a bus from Fort Drum to the city for the summer season, which I think is a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the guy ran Fort Drum for quite a while, so this is a very smart gentleman, you know. I wish he'd live in the city. They're going to give him 6 months to move into the city, I believe.
I think that's lip service. I don't think he will have to.
What do you mean? I think he has to, Mayor. It's in the contract.
They'll extend that. He's got a nice house out.
He extended it 6 months.
I know, but he's got a big house out there in Chameau. Have you seen it?
That's a part of the deal. You want the job?
Yeah.
You know, I can't believe you people don't want people to live in Watertown when they're working for Watertown.
I'd love to see them all living in town.
Well, you never pushed the residency law when you were in there, Mayor.
Well,
Brett wanted to push that through, and everybody jumped on Mr. Brett, if I remember right. We haven't got a department head that lives in Watertown that I know of.
I think
Mr. Mix doesn't live in the city, I don't believe.
No, I think the comptroller does.
Well, they say you can't get good applicants if they don't. You know, that's a bunch of garbage. You know, if you want to work here, you should live here. If you want our money, live here. I don't see what the problem is. You know, we hire people from outside the area all the time. Look at the school system. They hire a guy from Florida. Why the hell would a guy leave Florida to move to Watertown? The new superintendent at the Watertown High School. Anybody answer that question?
Who is he anyway? I don't even know his name.
Nobody knows. We don't know who he is.
Yeah.
Why would you leave Florida to move to Watertown, New York? What happened in Florida? Anybody ask that question on the school board? He's almost making what, 190 G's a year?
Yeah.
190,000 for a school superintendent.
Yeah, well,
He ain't going to come on this show, Mayor. I can guarantee you that.
Who, the school superintendent?
No, absolutely not. Everything's a big secret up there. It's like an armed guard place up there. They got armed guards on the doors up there. That's how bad the discipline is up there. You know, back when you went to school and I went to school, there was discipline. You know, if you did something stupid, you paid the price. That's the way it was handled. But nowadays, the inmates are running the asylum.
Right.
They have too many rights, these young people nowadays. Look at the college campuses.
Yeah. Well, not that it's a school, but look what those two guys did in that Senate hearing room over the weekend, where they...
Yeah, but I think they're Democrats, so you won't see anything about that, Mayor.
Yeah.
They're in the right party. You know, Democrat can do no wrong in this society. It's amazing how society's gone to hell the last 50 years when you think about it. Another thing, Mayor, on the square.
Yeah.
If you run a business up there, I don't know. Things that you mentioned, the cake shop shut down the other day, Mayor. I don't know if you're familiar with that or.
Well, I heard that, but
closed the doors. I'm surprised you didn't know that. Yeah.
Well, I did see that, but you know.
Yeah, the spokes went out of business.
Mm-hmm.
She's bailing out. If you're on the square, you don't get the foot traffic you had 30 or 40 years ago. When I was young, the square was the main area here in Watertown. My God, you had 3 movie houses on the square alone.
Yeah, I some of these businesses are doing okay downtown. You know, they're always going to have an ebb and flow.
Yeah,
I don't know about...
One place dropped, Empire, they dropped business about 60%.
Mm-hmm.
She said in the article I read on her, 60% drop last year or so. I don't know how you're going to make it if you're on the square. The foot traffic is not the way it was years ago, Mayor. It's a different time, you know. I think the girl on that ran the spokes there, I think she owes the city $30,000.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yes.
And she's bailing out to Kentucky. You know, give me a break. They tried to get a hold of her. She wouldn't respond to the phone calls. Watertown Trust, that's got burned numerous times in this city. People don't want to pay their loans back. I guess there's nothing wrong with that. What do they do, write that off or something, Mayor?
Weren't they going to have a rooftop restaurant? Wasn't that their deal? Or
Well, she took out a $35,000 loan. She paid back $5,000 of it. Now she's bailing. Sayonara. Forget about the loan. And apparently they're going to let it just write it off. I guess they just write these loans off.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, they've been burned numerous times, Watertown Trust. We don't know who these people are either, to be honest with you.
No.
You know? But
I don't know. It's,
yeah, it's not the same. Were you here in the 60s, Mayor?
yeah, part of it.
You remember the square?
Oh, yeah, I remember going.
You know what I'm talking about. You had J.C. Penney on the square. You know, you had the beehives. Anybody remember the beehive? The Mohegan Bakery, the Hotel Woodruff. My God. Trolley cars. My father remembers that. He was around then, back when they had the trolley cars on Factory Street.
Yeah.
You know, things are so different, for the worse, in my opinion, but a lot of people don't agree. A lot of times progress is not good. You know what I mean?
Seems that way at times, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
You bet.
Some of the texts we're getting. City employees who do not live in the city should not be given city vehicles. City police and fire run fine without the chief on scene. Why are we paying for gas for someone to live in Lafargeville or Adams? I kind of agree with that. Yeah. Kind of agree with that. Well, there's different people writing in a lot of comments today. Where do I go to sign up for one of those loans? Yeah, there's all sorts of theories, but, you know, I think downtown generally looks pretty good. You know, you're going to have a couple of bad headlines that come out of it. You know, a cake shop closing, that's kind of a small business anyway, and hopefully someone will move in there.